The Iceman of tennis, Bjorn Borg, was one of the greatest tennis players ever, winning 11 Grand Slams. His career was bubbling, with much yet to accomplish when he suddenly retired. Borg made a short-lived comeback in 1991 but failed. How successful was Borg? What was the reason for his early retirement, and why was he unsuccessful in his return to the court? Let's find out, shall we? Bjorn Rune Borg was born in Stockholm, Sweden on June 6, 1956. His enthusiasm for tennis grew so strong when his father, Rune Borg, won a table tennis tournament and gave him the golden racket. Borg was a great player known for playing tennis for an extended period without getting tired. His distinctive style of play put a heavy topspin on both his forehand and two-handed backhand. Borg started dominating the game very early, beating Sweden's under-18 best players when he was 13. He joined the professional circuit at 14, winning his first debut singles rubber in 5 sets with New Zealand veteran Ani Parran. His first major top-flight title was in 1974, just before his 18th birthday, when he won the Italian Open, defeating Ilie Nastase, the top-seeded tennis player in that year and the defending champion in the final match. Borg became the youngest winner of the Italian Open. In the post-match interview, Nastase made the famous comment about Borg saying, "We're playing tennis, he's playing something else." That was just the beginning of many titles to come. A few weeks after the Italian Open, he defeated Manuel Orantes in 5 sets in the French Open final. Again, he made history, becoming the youngest ever male French Open champion at 18. Sweden has not won the Tennis World Cup, known as the Davis Cup, for many years. Who will break the deadlock? The wait was over. In 1975, the legendary Bjorn Borg, alongside Swedes talisman Ove Bengtsson, defeated Czechoslovakia in a touch 3-2 battle in the Davis Cup final to write their names in the history book. The following year, he won the French Open, which saw him win 2 singles and 1 doubles rubber to earn a record-breaking streak of 19 consecutive singles rubber wins. Borg can't stop winning. His first Wimbledon was just by the corner. He won the Wimbledon title a few months after his second French Open title when he took down Guillermo Vilas in the final in straight sets, setting another record again as the youngest ever Wimbledon winner. Borg defended the title the following year in one of his fiercest matches. His opponent was Jimmy Connors. He beat him in 5 sets at a slow pace and counterpunched his way to a slippery 3-6, 6-2, 6-1, 5-7, 6-4 victory. He was ranked world #1 for the first time in 1977. That title was unique because it was the year of Queen Elizabeth's Silver Jubilee and Wimbledon's centennial celebration. He maintained a top 3 ranking for 7 successive years from 1973 through 1979. Borg's outstanding performance made tennis a trendy sport in the 1970s. Based on his style of play and mentality, he was given many titles, such as the Iceman or the Ice Borg, due to his frosty temperature on the court, never letting his opponent get an idea of what was boiling inside him. One of his opponents once commented about the difficulty of playing Borg. He said, "To play Borg, you have to come up with over 30 ideas, and on the court, he destroys each of those ideas calmly and unknown to you." Borg was the epitome of cool. He was also called the Borg Mania. The Iceman's most prominent test awaits him, as he's yet to face one of the game's icons, John McEnroe. Before then, he faced Connors again in 1978, but this time it was like a rehearsal. The game was a straightforward match for the Swede, and he won comfortably 6-2, 6-2, 6-3. His coach Bergling commented about Borg after the match, "But this is the biggest match he had ever played." Borg dominated Wimbledon in 1979, coming from behind to defeat the big server Roscoe Tanner in 5 sets, 6-7, 4-7, 6-1, 3-6, 6-3, 6-4. The 1980 Wimbledon final was the most anticipated at that time. It went down in history as one of the greatest Wimbledon finals ever. Borg and McEnroe's match was a clash of titans. The match lasted for 3 hours and 53 minutes. However, the mighty Borg proved that Wimbledon was his inheritance, defeating John McEnroe 1-6, 7-5, 6-3, 6-7, 16-18, 8-6. Borg won his last French Open title in 1981, defeating Lendl in 5 sets. That same year, his Wimbledon winning streak at the All-England Club reached 41 matches. His biggest rival, though, John McEnroe, halted the winning streak in Wimbledon. More big losses followed that loss in the following year. In 1982, Borg played only 2 tournaments. In April, he lost to Yannick Noah in the quarterfinals of Monte Carlo and to Dick Stockton in the second round of qualifications at the Allen King Tennis Classic in Las Vegas. In 1983, the tennis world received a shocking announcement that he would retire. That wasn't a rumor. The holder of 11 Grand Slam singles titles, 6 at the French Open and 5 consecutive at Wimbledon, officially retired from ATP Tour in 1983. How could that be? Borg, of all people with more to offer, retired at just 26 years. Although many reasons he decided to retire were not reviewed initially, more details about his early retirement began coming out after some time. In an interview after retirement, Borg said, "I give up competition. I lost all motivation. I cannot dedicate myself to tennis at 100% anymore." His reasons for retirement could be proper because his zeal for the game started cooling off when he lost against McEnroe. After the setback, Borg walked off the court and left the stadium before the ceremonies and press conference began, heading straight to the airport and never looking back. In an interview with BBC Sport, he discussed his retirement. The strangest thing, he claims, was that of all the Wimbledon finals, the one he should have won most quickly was the one he lost in 1981 against McEnroe. I felt like I was the superior player that day, but I wasn't too focused. When I lost, what surprised me was that I wasn't really sad. That was not me. Losing the Wimbledon final without being upset. I hate losing. Borg's consistent losses after losing to McEnroe are one of the reasons he lost his joy in the game and eventually retired at an early age. After his retirement, he ventured into the clothing business, which failed at some point and went bankrupt. In 1991, the Iceman attempted a comeback. He could not win a single match. Why was the comeback unsuccessful? Many fans and players wondered. His failed comeback was because Borg did not return to compete but to enjoy the game and make some money to pay his debt. In a rare interview with BBC, the day after winning the BBC Sports Personality Lifetime Achievement Award, when asked if he is satisfied with his comeback decision, Borg says he is pleased to laugh at the hubris and embarrassment of the attempted comeback. "You know," he continues, "what I really wanted to do was play tennis again. After retiring, I didn't play much for 7 or 8 years. In 1991, I decided to play in Monte Carlo. It was a major tournament. I was living in Monaco. I had no practice, no exhibitions, I just showed there." His comeback lasted 3 years and he finally retired in 1993. What do you think? Could he have won more Grand Slams and even the US Open if he had not retired at 26? Are there more reasons why he retired early? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below.